Greetings. You're here because you bought the Ace Pilot Helmet digital files, and I want to thank you for that. I hope you enjoy making it and putting it together as much as I did creating it. We're going to go over all the things that you need to do to put this helmet together. You'll find a complete list of all the required hardware in your assembly guide that comes with the files. I figured it would be nice to have a visual representation of what you're going to be doing when you put this helmet together. You might be noticing the angle that this helmet is sitting at. This is the angle that I printed it at. It is pitched back at 18.65 degrees. This allows for better printing with the eye line. I had found that when I printed it straight up and down like this, the eye line was very thready. I wasn't getting the nice stepping and layering that I get with this angle, so I thought, okay, let's pitch this back and see how it goes. In the file, you'll see that the custom supports down here are very long, and that is so you can drop it below the bed and then tilt it back where you need it. There'll be notes for that and visual representations to show you more detail on that subject. You're probably going to want to start by removing the custom supports on the helmet. They actually come off pretty easily if you've got your slicer settings dialed in good. Then it's kind of the same effect as if you skipped a layer. If you've ever printed something and skipped a layer, you'll know that your part comes apart pretty easily. So we just have to kind of find the sweet spot where it breaks loose. There it is. Okay. So basically I just kind of folded that over, and now I'm going to use my thumbs and just kind of push like this, and it will come off. And you'll note that the surface quality directly over the custom supports is significantly better than what you would get with just standard slicer supports. You may end up with, a little bit of material left over that didn't come off quite so easily. That can be removed with a razor knife. And just basically get up under it like this, and you should be able to get it out. Always pushing away from you or with the knife, so you don't accidentally stab yourself. Okay, that's good enough for now. Now we'll take care of the eye line. You'll be able to see a seam right up here that you can exploit with your knife, and you will need a tool for this. You want to get your knife into that seam. We can see we put our knife in here and we exploited this gap, and I like to use this spatula right here to kind of initially start. Sometimes I can use this one thing to get it off and I don't have to use the X-Acto knife. So I just kind of work it in and just give it a little bit of a twist as I go through. You really want to be careful with this support because it's supporting a stepped edge, as you'll see when you finally get it off. This is what you want to see. As we twist, you can see the support is separating from the model. I realize that you might have had difficulty seeing that because I'm a southpaw, left-handed for those who don't know what that means. So yeah, I decided to come around to the other side and see if maybe you could see it a little better. So we're just running along this seam here with this spatula, and so far it's working really good. And you just keep twisting. Here we go. That's what we want. And just take our time. It will come off. We just want to really be careful not to damage these edges if we can help it. Everything can be repaired, but repairs increase production time. So you want to try to avoid them wherever possible. Now, something to note, since you can separate all these supports out in your slicer, you can move this one down like, 0.05 or even 0.1 millimeters. And it's probably not going to cause a problem and will probably make it even easier to remove than it is right now. So. Okay, So for some reason on the sides here, it's just a little more difficult than towards the middle. So we're gonna go ahead and work on this the rest of the way off camera. This is basically the idea though that you wanna follow to remove this support. Once I get this clear, we'll come back and we'll take the whole thing off. I was able to open up this seam using the kind of persuasion that only a sharp blade can provide. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to the putty knife, the scraper, and we're gonna just work this the rest of the way off. This gives me a little more leverage that I can't get with the X-Acto knife, so I use that now. All right, cool, now we're getting somewhere. There we go. Now we will need to do a little cleanup in here, not a big deal. What sucks is when you have to repair this edge, and that's why I tilted the helmet back, because I was having to do a lot of repairs on this edge and kind of rebuilding it a little bit, and you know, it just adds to the time to finish the helmet, and I'm all about trying to minimize that as much as possible, because I got a lot of these I got to build. So, okay, the support is removed. And as you can see, we still have our stepped edge, and our surface quality is very workable. We can definitely work with that. So that's what we're going for there. And we'll be cleaning that up when we post-process this helmet.